We are in studio here with Chris Anthony from CAL FIRE. Hey there.
Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm so excited that you are my first interview.
I'm
so
honored.
Oh, this is so great. What's going on with CAL FIRE? It's got to be, you're ramping up for your season, right?
We are. These last couple of years have just been remarkable for us. I mean, we've had 4 out of 20 of our largest fires in the state's history in just the last 2 years.
Yeah,
and
right.
Then, you know, and it's not unique just to the last 2 years. If you go back just to 2000, we've actually had 15 out of 20, and those records date back all the way to 1932. So
wow,
clearly something is changing.
Something's amiss.
Yes,
right?
it is.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yes, and then also, unfortunately, we're seeing a lot more destruction with these fires. So, in fact, 7 out of 20 of the most destructive fires have occurred in just the last 20 months.
What?
In the state's history, yeah. So
why is that? Why is it more destructive? Like, what's going on?
Well, I think it's a lot of different factors. I think one of the main drivers is our fire seasons are getting a lot longer than they have been in the past.
Mm-hmm.
So for instance, our fire season is now 78 days longer every year than it was just 40 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's climate change related?
It is. I mean, our climate is changing, right? So temperatures are getting higher. We're seeing these fires. They're far more difficult to control. Mm-hmm. But then we also have really unresilient landscapes. And then we also have a lot of people living in these wildland-urban interface areas where, you know, these fires are now traveling into.
Right, I see. Interesting. And what about all this, like, snow? Does that make any difference? Does it help at all to get a big winter like we had? You know,
you would think that having a really wet winter would help.
Right, that's what I think.
It kind of seems like over the past couple of years, whether it's a drought, whether it's a wet winter, mm-hmm. it doesn't seem to have a really big impact on the type of fire season that we eventually will have. And so, you know, 2017, we had the Thomas Fire, which was the largest fire in the state's history, and the Tubbs Fire, which was the most destructive. And I really thought that was unrepeatable. Mm-hmm. But then you moved into 2018, and what did we have? We had the Mendocino Complex, which became the new largest fire, and then we had the camp up in Paradise, which became the most destructive. And both of those winters preceding those years were, one was dry and one was wet. So,
so there's no correlation.
Not generally, no. I think a lot of that is due to the fact that we're seeing a changing climate.
Right. Wow, that's crazy. What? So, as far as an evacuation plan, I know there was a meeting about it for the community to get together and put that together, because I know that's a big concern here. This basin is pretty closed in. We've just got a couple of roads in and out, and something were to happen, how do we get out?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. We actually had a community meeting at the middle school in South Lake Tahoe. It was actually live streamed by the city of South Lake Tahoe, and if someone wants to view that community meeting, they can. It was recorded and it's posted on their Facebook page. Okay. So yeah, we got all the law enforcement and the fire agencies together to provide information to the community about what to do. And really the first step is everyone needs to be enrolled in something called Code Red, which is basically the county's way of notifying people if there's an emergency and they need to evacuate. There's a lot of different really good mechanisms to get notifications out to people, because obviously we have a huge tourist population too that we would need to notify in an emergency. Mm-hmm. So it's just making sure that we have all those mechanisms in place and that they're working. We realized that there would be some challenges based on the time of the year and how many people would be up here in South Lake Tahoe. Sure. So we're doing everything we can to make sure people are prepared.
So what can we do as individuals to help you guys?
Well, first, get enrolled. 2, if there's a fire in the basin and it's anywhere near where you are, what we encourage people to do is just get out of the way. You know, it's always easier to come back to your house if you weren't evacuated. Right. But don't wait for that knock on the door, or don't wait for that phone call. If you feel threatened, go.
Use your own instincts. Like, don't rely on outside prompts or whatever. Right. Like, if it looks like it's a dangerous situation, it's a dangerous situation, get out.
Absolutely, because what we're seeing is we're actually seeing in these fires critical infrastructure getting destroyed. So whether it's cell towers, radio networks, things like that, these fires can do damage to the infrastructure that we would use to do those notifications sometimes.
I see. Okay.
So don't always wait for that notification. But we're doing everything that we can, and we'll continue working with the public every day.
Awesome. Well, thank you. You guys are doing a great job, and so glad to have you here, Chris. Great to see you. Thanks for coming in.
Good to see you too. Thank you so much.
All right, we'll be right back.